This is Carlos right here, guys. If you haven't heard of him, he's been coming for us for a while. You know, we do this every time we get him on the table. This is his mom right here. She does this everywhere he goes. She takes care of him. So, you know, this is a daily battle with him, but it's all worth it.
Mama the Year Award.
Mama the Life Award. Thank God we got this machine. Thank God. We've been seeing Carlos for a little while now. It's always a pleasure to have him in. If you guys haven't seen his story yet, he was in a car accident that paralyzed him from the neck down. You know, very, very, very sad.
He's got better hand control, way better speech, better color in the face. Our goal is to just keep his spine as healthy as possible, keep that movement in there, and just enhance and optimize as much of the neurological functions as we can. For quality of life purposes.
She said initially Carlos had very little mobility with the neck. He couldn't move at all, any type of limbs or extremities. But now, since coming here, she said he is able to now navigate his neck a little better. He has a lot more range of motion in that, and he actually is starting to move his extremities, fingertips. She says when he sits down in a wheelchair, he is also able to lift his leg up a little bit and stuff. So she's very happy, very satisfied, and very optimistic that his condition will continue to get better.
I can move my finger too.
He can move his fingers too.
You can check it out, my life.
Moving in the fingers. He had no movement before.
So you guys might not see this as any improvement or any life changes, but to him this is everything. Before coming to us a year ago, he couldn't move at all.
I can move my hand like this.
He couldn't even move his head before, So to you guys, you might not see this as a big difference, but to us, this is everything. Day in, day out, we're doing this for him, and we love him. We love seeing these slight changes for him. So.
All right.
People might say chiropractic hair, snake oil, but
I recommend the chiropractic everybody coming here because you see the big difference.
Big difference,
I was about to say, man, this whole time you've been messing with me, Carl? What's up, guys? Watching Carlos is one of these beautiful stories where you get to see chiropractic and adjustments to someone's spine affect them in a way you might not have thought possible. A lot of times we just think of neck pain and back pain, and that if someone just cracks my back, I might feel better, hopefully. You get these haters, these trolls, these cynics, these skeptics online, and maybe someone even in your inner circle that says it's just gas being released. That was a good one, huh?
Before I can move. Right now I can move.
Carlos is paralyzed. He has a major car accident, a trauma that cut off information to his spinal cord. It means he can't feel except in a certain area of his body, but he has no motor sense, no output, no movement, no coordination. Now, why that's important is this. I'm going to take it back to our senses, and I'm going to connect the dots for something between our spine, not a bone in your back, but your spine, and how valuable an adjustment can be and why it's paying out the way it is for Carlos.
When you talking before, I can't get the way of the reason. Oh my God.
You see, we're taught we have 5 senses in our body. You already know this. You have sight, smell, touch, taste, and hear. That's 5. But we also know that we have a 6th sense. You've maybe even heard of the word 6th sense. But your 6th sense, there's a word for it. It's called proprioception. Proprioception is like having receptors throughout our entire body in different areas that relay information to our brain so our central nervous system knows where we are at all times. Let me give you an example. When you get in your car, you don't take a measuring tape and then go, okay, I've got to do the math here in order to get in my car. You know that this is what you do. You don't have to hit your head. It's the same thing if you wear a hat or have a bat or any object in your hand. You're not doing calculations. You know, it's almost like a force field around you. Well, that's proprioception. But under proprioception, we have a type of receptor, almost like a router, that is relaying information also to our brain. Now, a lot of these receptors are in our muscles, in our tissues of our body, our tendons and things of that nature. Now, what their job is to relay information to your brain to let it know what's going on. But it has a very therapeutic benefit. And you know this as well. That's why people say, hey, exercise is good for you. And it's very good for you because it stimulates that receptor, which floods our body with positive, something called afferent information. Positive information, and that's input. And if we have good input, then we'll have really good output. Sometimes it's right away and immediate for someone, especially when their lifestyle is healthy and they're dialed in. Sometimes it's a little delayed, but it doesn't mean that it's not good or it's not paying out. It just means we need to get going, we need to flood the body and then keep it in that state so we can get the change we want. But here's where the spine, here's where chiropractic and adjustments come in. A large majority of those mechanoreceptors are those router receptors, right, that are relaying information that aren't just in our soft tissue, they're in your spinal joints and your spinal discs and your spinal ligaments. So it's all about that spine, which means if we're not moving the spine, checking the joints, and keeping that slide and glide motion into the spine, then we're leaving chips on the table, which means we're not getting full maximum expression or afferent information into our central nervous system. And if someone has, whether it's Carlos or the everyday person, has dysfunctional joints that maybe are working but not working or sliding and gliding as much as they should, then they're losing that therapeutic benefit. They're losing that afferent information, that input into your central nervous system.
Every time coming here, the adjustment is very good.
Yes, sir.
It's very good. You can see everybody's difference.
Yes, sir.
While coming the first time, I can move nothing. Right now, after the 14 months, you can see the difference.
Okay, so they've been coming for about a year and 3 months now. So that's where the magic is, you know, in the repetition and consistency.
Big hug. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I got you.
Derek, Gabriel, Alexis, CJ, everywhere, Orlando.
We love you, bro. We love you. You don't even gotta say thank you to us, man. This is a pleasure.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day anyway. I'm not trying to be, Captain America for the guy. We just want to show up, do our job, help Carlos every time we see him. So then even as he connects with other doctors and has access to other resources, it continues to be this full circle win-win. Now, let's get back to the video. As always, I got your back.
He wasn't speaking at all, and now he is, talking a lot. She says she has to slap him sometimes just to get him to shut up. She didn't say that, I'm just playing. But he is, talking a lot more, so that's remarkable. And she's optimistic, man.
Okay, you ready? Smooth like peanut butter.
Okay, my finger right now is better. Everybody is saying I can speak more clear my speech. I recommend the chiropractic, but the doctor has just made everybody. It's a big difference.
See,
So everybody can see.
one of the things that I always love to hear is how initially the doctors were like, don't get adjusted, don't do that, you're crazy. to bring him to the chiropractor and get adjusted. And now they're seeing such great change in him. They're like, keep going, keep going. And while we don't need their opinion or their approval, it's nice to see the win-win where you get that collaborative effort, you know what I mean, and that support that's just makes it easier whenever you're having those types of medical visits or those adjustments, you know what I mean, to know that everybody is in unison with just trying to get him the win. You know, it's awesome. All right, my man, I love you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, you know I got you all the time, every week.
Bye. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. I got me for watching this video.
Yep. Yeah, that boy happy, man. We love it. We love it.
I love it.